What's up, guys? Back with another video, and in this video I'll be talking about like why 2019 should have been the best year of my life, right? Yeah, I think there's two reasons, like what causes me to talk about 2019 even though we're in 2020, right? I mean, yeah, I'm just saying that people are typically worried about the current year or the future, but they don't care, too much about the past, right? So now, like I realize that 2020 is gonna be a very horrible year, right? For, everyone, specifically, right? And then, ever since, 2020, like been very bad and all stuff, and I already made a video like why 2020 is gonna be worst year ever. You can just listen to that. I don't need to explain in this video. And now, I see that all this suffering and like craziness happened in 2020, and I'm starting to look back in 2019 and see that, oh, like there are just so much, fun activity and like fun things. And I I would be glad like if we can, like go back to 2019, and yeah, life is like pretty much, normal, and it's much better in comparing to 2020, right? Of course, I like why 2019 should have been the best year, and I got like a list of reason, like plenty of reason, like and proof, like why 2019 should have been the best year ever, right? And obviously, due to my stupidity and all that sort of stuff, like since I keep make yeah, I mean due to my stupidity, this is why I didn't. This is why 2019 sucked. Like it's supposed to be my best year, but I ruined it. And now like I try and make 2020 my special year, but bad like bad unfortunate things happen, and keep repeating the same old bad habit again, and this what caused 2020 like just to drop down like boom, like big time, right? So yeah, so I think there's like a lot of reasons. So I think I'll go over like one by one, and if I don't remember every single reason, I'll just look back to my phone and camera roll, this to look through a picture of like 2019. Like, why are you doing this? Just remember, like memories of 2019. I might not remember every single detail, but they're just like a lots of things going on in 2019, and it's very good. I mean, not for the bad, right? I mean, 2020 is just like it's it's just not gonna be a good year for anyone, right? Like I said, yeah, So before I talk about 2019, like I said, please keep yourself healthy. Please stay away from people. Be like like about 6 or more feet away, so that way you're not spraying the disease. You're not spraying the flu. You know what I'm talking about. I cannot mention that disease because I do not want to get this video removed, and it's against YouTube policy guideline. Like I'm not supposed to mention it, right? So yeah, YouTube always like making like new more new guidelines and stuff, and this is what you have to follow, right? I mean, whatever new rule they make, you have to follow. It's that simple if you don't want to get in trouble. So yeah, I'm looking through camera roll of of 2019, and I want to see if there's like anything like very special things happening. So just give me one moment. Yeah, I didn't take so much picture from my iPad, but I usually take like thousands and tons of photos from my iPhone. Yeah, not really much to. Yeah, I didn't explain that much, but anyway, man. So let's go over reason like why 2019 should have been the best year ever, right? I mean, sorry I have to repeat, but I'm just a little unprepared because I just want because I have to rest for tomorrow and go work again and all stuff. So Yeah, I only work part time like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and work like 24 hours a week because I'm working only part time. So yeah, so let's go over the number one reason. Let's say this reason, like why 2019 should have been the best year ever. Aside from not so many tragic things, happen in 2019, it's because I get to race in a Pleasant K, race, right? My first race of Pleasanton, right? I finally, attend, some special, running event instead of running by myself, all the time. I usually, don't train with people when it comes to running all stuff, and when I run the race, I typically run better, and it's more funner that way too. So, yeah, my first race, in 2019, right, as a Pleasanton K run, right, and then I used and also yeah I think and also I ran like a 19 minutes, right, a 19 minutes, for 5K, right, you know just missed like about a couple seconds, could have got like 18:59 or 18:58. But yeah, that's still pretty fast, to be real honest with you, right? I'm pretty sure I'm a lot faster now, since it's even though it's only been like a year and stuff. So anyway, so that's number one reason why 2019 should have been best year. And also in 2019 is that thinking like what happened, during the first 3 months, of January. Yeah, and also I like play Pokemon Go a lot, and I used to go around a lot more than comparing, right now. I used to go around, a lot, playing Pokemon Go and all stuff, and now, in the second half of 2019, I'm playing, a very new games, called, Harry Potter and all stuff, and yeah, I'm trying something new, for once, right? Let's see, and also because I improve a lot when it comes to running, right? So the second reason, like why, 2019, could have been the best year ever is because I could have subbed a 5 minute mile, right? Yeah, subbing a 5 minute mile is, not that easy, for anyone. Especially, for people, who trains for track and stuff. Breaking the 5 minute mile is like really hard and stuff. And you have to put a lots of work and effort into it. And it could take like multiple of years, Yeah, definitely take more than 1 year, or sometimes might even take like 10 years just to break, a sub, 5 minute mile, depending on, on the persons, right? If they're healthy or not. All that factor stuff, right? So the question is that did I sub a 5 minute mile? No, I have not. So my fastest mile time as I record this video is 5 minutes and a half second. And he's like, whoa! I'm like, you did not record your fastest mile time on YouTube, right? Yes, I did not record it because I didn't expect I'm going to run fast on that day. So it was like a couple weeks ago or something like that. I ran, almost a 4:59 mile. Almost. But I missed like half a second, right? Yeah, and once I run a mile, under 5 minutes, I will definitely, upload on YouTube, I record a whole track, so that way, we have a proof that, yeah, man, like, people can see that, oh, you did sub a 5 minute mile. There is, a valid proof. And I can show you on Garmin, .com too. I get this Garmin watch to record, to order for a person to run, a 5 minute mile, they just have to run 12 miles per hour, for just 5 minutes. That's all, man. And this is a huge milestone, for very good runner just to break, right? Yeah, but sadly, I just came up short of like 5 seconds. My best mile time in 2019 was 5:05, right? I just ran on the last day of 2019, December 31st, right? I tried everything I got and sadly just missed like 5 seconds. Yeah, like I just ran till like I'm out of juice and something like that. And sorry, that's my dog barking and stuff. Oh, that's another reason though why 2019 should have been a good year. It's because I got a dog named Nolan, right? That's the one thing I forgot to talk about, Nolan. Yeah, like other previous year, like 2018, or earlier, like I have no dogs before, right? And then in the middle, Nolan started barking, and he became, our new family member, our new pet. Yeah, my mom really wanted to get a dog, right? And he's a golden retriever, right? Yeah, at first, like when I have Nolan, he was very sick and stuff, cause yeah, he ate poop stuff. But now he's all bigger and he's becoming just a regular house dog that likes to bark a lot, right? I mean, that's the only reason why I don't want to own a dog. But it's my mom. It's not my pet, but it's my mom's pet, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, having a pet is sometimes very good and stuff. Even though that's the only thing I don't like about Nolan is that he bites a lot and he likes he barks a lot, makes a lot of noise. But he's a very friendly dog. Golden retriever. Doesn't he only bites the people he knows like within our family member, but have not by a stranger yet, right? Yeah, golden retriever, a very friendly dog. To strangers and to anyone. Technically, like Nolan really likes people, right? Yeah, and I got Nolan in July, of 2019, right? And I even made a video about like I got a new pet named Nolan, the dog, right? The puppy. So that should be a good year. I mean, yeah, it's good to have a pet, so that way we can keep ourselves, keep company, right? It's good to have a pet and yes, and also why 2019 could have been the best year, right? I mean, I could have got higher in 2019 as well, but then figure out like I'm too busy with school all stuff, and the company decided not to hire me. It's because they're a little unorganized as well, so that's why I was hired in 2020 instead of 2019. But originally the originally like thanks to my like my family support, I was supposed to be hired in 2019, but then I just didn't have enough credit. I still have like lots of credit, left in school. Have to take like several classes, so that's why it was pushed to like 2020 and all stuff. And now I only have like one class to go till I graduate. I still don't have a diploma yet, right? In my hand, and I also could have graduated a lonely college in the end of 2019, right? If I study like more, a little bit more efficiently, all stuff, but just didn't have enough credit. Just only missed one class, even though like two of my class, for the requirement to get my accounting AA degree in accounting, has been removed, right? For some reason, so it caused me to graduate alone earlier, right? Here's another reason like why 2019 should have been a good year. So also because I went out and meet a lots of people and friends, right? Yeah, like there's like a lots of event going on, like whether I go out for Pokemon Go or stuff, I keep going out a lot, and also I just meet a lot of friends, right? Which is fun and all stuff, right? I mean, some do get annoyed, some they're just glad to see me, and some they just don't feel uncomfortable. So yeah, because of my behavior, like this is why people get annoyed, right? I just meet a lot of people outside, right? But now like in 2020, I will not have a chance to see other people again, you know, by luck. But yeah, we'll not meet a lot of people outside because due to this certain situation that happening in 2020, right? Yes, and here's the reason like why 2019 should have been a good year, and also aside from there's a lots of like good things happening in 2019. Oh yeah, and also I made like a lot of friends too, right? Especially specifically from Irvington stuff, right? Yeah, just me, a lot more new people, a lot more new friends, a lot more new acquaintances and all stuff. So that was really good, and get to know other new nice people, right? To be honest with you, right? Okay, let me think of another reason like why 2019 is a good should have been a good year, right? I mean, 2019 looks good because of me watching the NBA, right? Nothing bad happened in NBA, but somehow the NBA gets very interesting, right? Yeah, I watch NBA a lot, over the past few years, and yeah, I remember that during the 2000, during the past few years, like ever since Kevin Durant joined the Warrior, like Warriors been ruling the NBA league, and this league is like looking not competitive at all, and just Warriors just keep dominating every single season, right? But but as we start off 2017 to 2018, NBC, then things get a little more competitive, more competitive. 2019 was, the best year ever for the NBA, right? The 2018 to 2019, NBA season, right? Where the Golden State Warrior, like this, evil, team, or we can call it, yeah, you can call it whatever you want to say about Golden State Warrior, but yeah, they were the main villain of the NBA. They ruled the entire league, right? And then the Toronto Raptors, beat the Warrior, in an unfortunate way because of so many injuries and stuff, right? I mean, I thought the Houston Rockets are gonna beat the Warrior, but then the Toronto Raptors, like they're the one that saved the NBA, and people obviously, if a lot of fans like watch NBA, like they obviously know like why Toronto Raptors like saved the entire NBA, right? And then once Toronto wins the championship, then like Warrior became like the worst team in the league, not being the first team anymore, and not ruining the league anymore, and then I mean this is honestly bad for the Warriors, right? Me to the Warrior fan and all stuff, and the 2019 NBA offseason has become like very interesting. Like there are just so many free agents like everywhere, right? And moving to one team or staying in another team, like man, the NBA season like off season was like crazy, man. It was so crazy. It changed the entire like. This is why the 2019-2020 NBA season is totally different compared to the 2018-2019 season. And once we look into that year, 2019-2020, then things supposed to be really interesting, right? Because of just one off season changed like the whole culture of the NBA, right? Yes, we're seeing no more Warrior dynasty. We see no more Warrior dominance, like sweeping out these teams like crazy or blowing them out, right? You're not seeing that anymore. No. And also lots of team has been improved, and lots of team go down, uphill, down, and like so many teams are becoming interesting. And yeah, a lot of interesting happened in 2019. Like I thought like this is bad, but it's actually really good. When I just look more prospectively, just to get lots of attention on stuff. Interesting, right? Yeah, the sport they became much better, right? Okay, let me name another reason why 2019 is also a good year, because of lots of graduation and all stuff, right? Let's see, I think like 3 or 4 of my cousin graduated on my main side of my family, graduate, right? Like my sister graduated, I don't know, like Chloe graduated, and I don't know, like there's just so many like graduation going on, right? Just like what happened like in 2018, right? Yes, and all that stuff, right? Yeah, and also and also I've been traveling, a lot, and I get to see my uncle family, very often and stuff. Like they just visit, a lot during the summer. Yeah, obviously because they bring the dog down and all. And I forgot like another reason like why my uncle family visit, so frequently. Like we get to see each other more often, which is more funner that way. Yeah, and during the 2019 summer, like my summer was like had is a very good break and all stuff, and just go out and have a lots of fun and stuff, right? I mean, yeah, yes, I mean this is why, yeah, because I have so much free time 2019, because I wasn't not very careful and not taking things seriously. This is why like I just goof around, and done a lot of stupidity. Like if I didn't if I was more serious, you know, like I was this year, if I wasn't the old Vince last year, then 2019 could have been a much better year too, right? I mean, this is what I'm saying, right? So let me see like why, you know, 2019 is a good year too, to be honest, right? Me, it's because my channel blew up, my YouTube channel blew up, right? I almost hit 2000K, right? So, and yeah, the only reason, you know, like why, you know, I've been having a lot of subscribers on my channel is because of 2019, right? One of my video on my YouTube got blown up, right? That's the only thing that I almost missed right there, right? My YouTube channel is supposed not to hit like 200 subscribers, or you know, barely even hit, you know, 250 or 300, right? But the Elmo Snapchat just got my channel, you know, like barely relevant, right? My channel just suddenly like blows up like crazy, man. Like skyrocketing, right? And then all of a sudden, you know, like a few months later, then I realized that, oh, my channel's not blowing up anymore, right? And then my Elmo Snapchat, you know, just losing, you know, tons of views and all stuff, right? Yes, and I'm going back to YouTube videos to see like, you know, like see like why, you know, 2019 was looking like a good year. Stuff, right? Oh yeah, and also it's because, you know, of I went on so many trips. I went on a couple trip, right? So yeah, it took like in yeah, I left, you know, the California, you know, 2 times, right? So the one time is that I attend my sister graduation in, you know, and in Washington D.C. because that's where she originally studied, right? And then, you know, I just took enough like, you know, just to like have a big nap trip over there, right? I mean, the Vietnam trip was like 14 weeks long, but I didn't enjoy that much just because I was a little unprepared, you know, and also the weather was very hot stuff. I mean, I did like a lots of, you know, activities, in Vietnam too, right? Staying there for like 2 weeks, right? Yes, I mean, this is why, 2019 is, could have been, a good year, right? So I'm trying to like look through here, trying to look through like what else I can say about 2019, right? And there's another. Oh, I just realized another reason, like why 2019 was a good year is because I attend a concert, right? This is the first time, like I try something new. I try a lots of new things in 2019, right? And obviously one of them was, attending the concert, with my sister and stuff, right? Because she had like an extra ticket stuff. She has like 2 tickets, one for herself and, for and that ticket, expired, that certain time and stuff, and looked like no one can go with her, so I was the only one who had free time, so I decided to go with her, right? And I had a really fun time, attending concert stuff, and I'm gonna have to explain you again like why I did not post the concert, right? Yes, I'm afraid of YouTube. It's gonna take it out, right? If I post it on, the internet stuff. So I think I can post on internet, but I just have to make it private, right? If it's private, then obviously, it's not gonna be shown to the public, and obviously it's not gonna, be too much of a copyright, and it's not gonna ruin, the whole, YouTube guideline thing, right? So yeah, I, make YouTube, concert, right? No, not YouTube concert, but I attend, the Jonas Brother, right, in 2019, right? Yeah, so this is the very first event, very first time, I attend there, right? And here's another good reason, like why 2019 was looking good to be honest, right? Also because I broke my running record, right? It's it's not about in speed, it's talk about in specifically when it comes to distance, right? So in just one day, I ran over 50 miles, and I ran a total of 60 miles, right? So yeah, just doing this light jog thing, keep running, which is called the ultra marathon. Running more than 26.2 miles is definitely is an is an achievement as an ultra marathon, right? Running 30 miles, running 40 miles, or even 50 miles marathon. So my previous longest distance, you know, was broken in 2015, right? I ran 50 miles in 2015, right? Which is the craziest part of my life, right? And then all of a sudden, 4 years later, in December 2019, and then I went for I went for 60 miles, right? Like I decided to break my record again, and it just keeps getting harder and harder. Like being my longest distance running by like 10 miles, right? Yeah, at 50 miles I was really exhausted, but I told myself like, who a lot of people are trying out for marathon. Like, man, like I cannot hit the wall this early. Like I went savage mode. Like I just kept going and going, and I still have some energy left. And by the time I hit to like I don't know 55, 56 miles, like I just kept like keep doing fast walk until I hit 60. Right? I do not want to like to wear right, to run so hard that I just fainted, or I'm just limping or just couldn't even walk, right? Yeah, and this is all my limit I got, right? I mean, I can race, for ultra marathon, but I just didn't want to do it. I just literally just took my time, right? I didn't know how many hours it takes, to be honest, to run like 60 miles. I forgot, the time. But yeah, man, just like being, more on my record and all stuff, and let me, I think that's pretty much the only reason, like why, 2019 could have been, the best year, right? Yeah, like a lots of good thing that happened in 2020, I mean, should have happened in 2019, and I explain you why, like why, all these good things, of 2020 should have in 2019. It's because I'm a year late in everything, right? I mean, I'm not smart enough. I couldn't figure out, like ever since I get like good motivation, good momentum, good in everything. I feel like if I, practice and discipline myself, at a very young age, to come like how to be a better person, how to become faster and all stuff. And I feel like I could have achieved everything, in 2019 or before 2019, comes, right? Because when I talk about 2019, then it's definitely before 2020, right? Yeah, so I guess I'm a year late in everything, but that's okay. It's gonna get accomplished anyway, right? I mean, I wish I went to work in 2019 because I would have made more money, right? And speaking of 2019, like I didn't lose anything. I didn't lose any money and all stuff, right? In the Christmas, we had like a lots of gifts. And that's another thing like why I like 2019. Is because I record the Christmas thing, kind of Christmas tree, and we got a lots of present, like a lots of goodies, and I went attend, a Black Friday on, on in November. I went, out in October, like I supposed to went, like I could have attend, other, event, but I just didn't want it to, right? Obviously, like a lots of new things that I learned in 2019, like they're just so good, right? And there was like, yeah, lots of fun things happening. So I think I already explained. I think I don't need to explain anymore like why 2019 was a very really good year, right? Yeah, lots of, and 2019 could have been the biggest change of my life, but I got a feeling like it's 2020. It's not 2019, right? Well, 2020 is changing a lot, for the good and bad as well, right? Oh, oh my god, I almost forgot to mention about this. And in 2019, I could have got LASIK, right? You don't see me wearing glass no more, right? Yeah, because if we go back to last year, you'll see like, yeah, I don't have a perfect 2020 vision. And you've been You're gonna ask me like, what does LASIK has to do with 2019, Vince? You're gonna be asking me that on comment below. Wait, I'm gonna explain to you why I could have got LASIK in 2019. Like I said, man. Yeah, so here's the rule of how to get LASIK. So if you want to get LASIK, you just have to follow all the requirements and stuff. But the main requirement that a surgeon is looking for, or a optometrist is looking for, is that your eyesight has to stay stable for at least 1 year, right? And the last time, like my eyes was stable was since April of 2018, right? So that's like a 2 year, from this current date that I'm recording, right? And when I check in January, 2020, and I have very good news and my eyes stay stable, right? And met our requirement, and yeah, I could have got LASIK, in 2019, if I check my eyesight in November, December. But yeah, but I think on New Year, people really don't really work on New Year, so they would really, make an appointment, if if I if I get my eye, checked in December, then it's most likely gonna be, LASIK surgery in January. But if it's like October or November or like September, or during the summer, the reason why I didn't want to check my eyes, that soon, is the reason why it was almost 2 years, because I was too lazy, visit appointment. I totally forgot about it and all that stuff, and yeah, man. Yeah, I was just too lazy, visit appointment. I just totally forgot. Like if I have like a lot more free time, instead of playing video games stuff, and during free time, like if I have tons of free time, during 2019, then I could, visit a optometrist, during summer, and probably got LASIK, before even the fall, of the college start. Or yeah, I don't think it's a good idea, to start, LASIK, in the middle of school time, because it takes time to recover, and then I'll be falling behind in school, and it's not gonna be looking very good. Or it could happen, at the end of the year, right? Good thing I was on break and stuff, and good thing it didn't have to go work. So yeah, LASIK could have been happening in 2019, right? Like if I get if I get my eye checkup in like June or something, then I can probably get LASIK, even before I attend the trip. But then no, I think if it's after the trip, then it would be good, right? Yeah, I say like July or August could have been, the best time to get LASIK for my eyes, right? If I wasn't that lazy, right? And so I could have, wear no glasses, in 2019 instead of in 2020. I mean, 2020 is also kind of special too, because it's special for optometrists, because the 2020, repeat twice. So that's another thing, that I said right there, and all that stuff. So I got a feeling that there's a lot of things to talk about, 2019, and people explain like why people point out that 2019 could have been a good year, right? Now they thought like this year is gonna be interesting and better as ever, but it's just going downhill without us knowing it, right? So that was a half an hour talk about, this thing. Sorry it was a very long talk, but there's like I said, it's been like a whole big year, 2019 has been the big year, to some of you, and or some of you that hate 2019, it won't be a big year to you, right? So yeah, typically when it's a big year, I typically talk about like this long, right? So do not complain that I talk along. So thanks for listening to this video, and I'll exit out here and have a nice day. Bye bye.